The Three Tests, read by Zoe Cunningham. Once, long ago, 3 tigers came to Africa. They went to the country of the animals and made this terrible announcement. From now on, this land will be ruled by the tigers. We are, after all, the strongest, fastest and wisest of all animals. Therefore, we are the only fit rulers, they claimed. A little mouse spoke up from the crowd. But we have a council where we make our decisions together. We don't need or want any ruler. One of the tigers let out a roar, so loud and fierce that the poor mouse started running and didn't stop until he was in the land of the humans. To this day, he lives in the houses of humans. The other animals didn't like the idea much either, but they looked at those tigers' big claws and sharp teeth and were afraid to speak. The tigers were even bigger than the lion. We will collect taxes and we'll also change the name of this country. From now on, this will be Tigerland, and you will call yourselves servants of the tigers, they said. Finally, Anansi spoke. Great tigers, it is clear that you are strong, fast and wise, but just so everyone will know for sure that you are stronger, faster and wiser than anyone else, let us have a contest, Anansi suggested. The tigers liked the idea, so Anansi continued, let us prepare ourselves, then tomorrow we will choose someone to compete against each of you. So the tigers left, and the animals held a private meeting to discuss what to do. The next morning the animals were ready. The tigers came to the council circle. The strongest tiger spoke first. Who will compete against me? He asked. I will, said the tiny voice of the field mouse. The tiger laughed until he cried. This will not take long, he said. Who will race me? Roared the swiftest tiger. I will, said the tortoise. This is no contest at all, shouted the tigers. Hare, told the third tiger, I must bring you to the home of the owl. She is the wisest of all creatures. We will see, said the tiger. First was the contest of strength. The field mouse brought the tiger to a large clearing. They stood at one edge of the clearing with one end of a rope. Between them was placed hundreds of big thorn bushes. When she gave a signal of 2 short tugs on the rope, the tiger was to start pulling. The loser would get dragged across the thorns. The tiger laughed at the little mouse and said that he was ready. She gave the signal and the tiger began to pull. What he didn't know was that behind the field mouse, standing in the forest, was a great bull elephant holding onto the rope. So while the tiger pulled on one end, the elephant pulled on the other. The tiger got dragged all the way through the thorn bushes, yelling, ouch, 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 all the way. If this is how strong the mice are, I would hate to see what the other animals can do, he shouted. Next was the race. The tortoise brought the fastest tiger to a 5-mile stretch of road in the forest. At each mile marker, one of the tortoise's cousins was hiding. To the tiger, they would all look alike. When the race began, Tiger went zooming away, leaving the tortoise in his dust. As he was coming to the 1st mile marker, the tiger was laughing to himself. How could a tortoise think he could outrun me? He said. Just then, Tortoise came out from his hiding place behind the mile marker. What took you so long, Mr. Tiger? He asked politely. Tiger was shocked. How did you get here so fast? He screamed. Tortoise didn't answer. He just slowly plodded off toward the next marker. The tiger zoomed past him and ran at top speed to the 2nd mile marker, only to find Tortoise sitting there waiting. I really thought tigers were faster than this, he said, sounding very disappointed. I'll beat you yet, shouted the tiger, and as he sped to the next marker, at this third marker, Tortoise was sitting down playing a game of Mancala with Anansi and laughing about how easy the race was. Tiger couldn't believe his eyes. At the fourth marker, Tortoise was asleep, snoring loudly. Tiger sped by him so fast that he left the tortoise spinning like a top. Finally, the tiger was racing toward the finish line. Tortoise was nowhere in sight. Tiger was running at full speed. Nothing could stop him now. Yet, as he got closer to the line, he noticed a little round thing sitting there. It must be a rock, he told himself. But as he got closer, he saw the little head and those 4 legs, and he knew Tortoise was already there. "It's impossible!" he screamed. But no matter how much he screamed, it didn't change the fact that Tortoise had won the race. Now the hare was bringing the third tiger to the home of the wise old owl. But the hare kept complaining of stomach pains and said that he couldn't walk very well. "Can't you get someone else to show the way?" said the tiger angrily. "I'm the only one who knows the way," whispered Hare. "It's a secret." Tiger was irritated. "Then you'll just have to ride on my back," he said. They rode on for a little while, but the hare kept letting himself slide off the tiger's back, so they weren't making much progress. "If you bring me to my house, I can get my saddle," Hare suggested. "That way I won't slip off." So the tiger brought the hare home and let Hare put a saddle on him. "And if you let me use these reins," Hare continued, "I can steer you left or right without talking so much. I have a sore throat, you know." Tiger agreed. Then the hare went into his house and came out wearing spurs and carrying a whip. "Wait a minute," said Tiger. "What's all that for?" "Oh, I just wear these spurs for show," Hare said. "And the whip is so I can keep off the flies while you're giving me a ride." "OK," said the tiger, "but be careful." So they rode on, but not to the owl's home. They went right to the council circle. All the other animals were gathered there. When Hare came in sight of the other animals, he dug his spurs into the tiger's sides and snapped that whip against the tiger's back. So, "Ow! Ouch! Ow! Ow!" howled the tiger. The tiger went jumping and howling through the crowd, looking very foolish. All the animals laughed and laughed. The other tigers were so embarrassed that they pleaded with the hare to stop. The hare got off the tiger's back and took his saddle and reins. Those tigers agreed to never come back to Africa. That's why, to this day, there are no tigers in the forests of Africa. And everyone got along fine in the land of animals, with everyone as equals. No kings, no queens, and no rulers.